This is the Cigar Snob podcast. I am Nick Jimenez. If you're a fan of Cigar Snob magazine and follow our top 25 lists, then there's a good chance that you've come across the HVC brand name. We put the HVC San Isidro, which is made at the Aganorsa factory in Estelí, at number 15 on our top 25 list for 2017. HVC founder Reinier Lorenzo stopped by our office to watch some World Cup soccer, and after the match between Portugal and Spain was over, we moved over to the mics so that our publisher Erik Calviño could get an interview in. If you didn't already know his story, you might be surprised to learn what Reinier was doing for a living before he got into the cigar business. But before you learn that, a word from our sponsor, Safra Rum.
At Cigar Snob magazine, we know that man cannot live on water alone, which is why we keep a healthy stockpile of Safra Rum at the office. I'm Nick Jimenez, senior editor of Cigar Snob magazine, and I'm here to tell you that every time we crack open a bottle of Safra Rum, we are impressed. In fact, I'm kind of hydrating with Safra Rum right now. It's unlike anything else, in part because of Safra's small batch approach. They use only hand-cut sugarcane and process it into top-grade molasses, distill in column stills, and ferment in a proprietary locally grown yeast. The rum master then ages the virgin rum in carefully selected bourbon oak casks. The end result is a rum masterpiece that's great for top-shelf cocktails, drinking it on the rocks, or even just drinking it neat, which, by the way, is what we did when we paired this in the pages of Cigar Snob magazine with the Oliva Serie B Melanio, but it goes great with just about any cigar. Here's what we had to say about Safra Rum. Quote, the rum introduces smooth, honey, caramel, and molasses flavors that start to complement the coffee, chocolate, and spice from the cigar. Safra also received an exceptional 95-point rating from the Beverage Tasting Institute, so we are not the only ones who are crazy about this stuff. It's just another one of their prestigious awards. Ask for Safra Rum at your favorite retailer, restaurant, or bar. Make sure you follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Safra Rum. That's Z-A-F-R-A Rum. Safra Rum. Always drink responsibly, and remember that there is no rum without Safra.
All right, and now here's Erik's interview with Reinier Lorenzo of HVC Cigars.
All right, so welcome to Cigar Snob headquarters. This isn't your first time here, but thank you for visiting us and bringing us some great smokes.
Thank you for having me here. Always a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yeah, man. You always seem to come for a visit like right before IPCPR.
Okay.
Right? It always works out that
way.
Looks like, yeah. I remember last year you brought what you were releasing at the show, and we smoked it here before the show.
That was the San Isidro?
The one that was another one of these.
Another limited edition on La Rosa, yeah.
La Rosa 520.
The 520, the 10-count boxes, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then you came, another time during the year, but
yeah.
At any rate.
Usually this is the time of the year that we release.
Yeah, of course.
La Rosa 520 always been come out before the IPCPR. Yeah, around like between March, April, June.
Okay, so I want to talk about La Rosa 520, but before I do that, I think there's some people out there who may not know you, right?
Okay, yeah.
May not know your background, where you come from, what your relationship with the folks from Aganorsa.
Okay.
Right? So tell us a little bit about your personal background, right? How did you end up here in this business and in this country?
Yeah, I grew up in Cuba, and I moved here August 2008.
2008?
Yeah, 2008.
But
I
you
left
didn't
Cuba.
Come to Miami like
Yes, I came to Miami.
You did.
I came to Miami first. I was living here for 3 months, and then I moved to Wisconsin.
Which is a very different path.
Yeah, completely
than
different.
Most Cubans here in Miami.
Quite different. It's funny because when I told the story, I was living in Wisconsin for 7 years. People were acting like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
that's how
Havana, Wisconsin?
Like, yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love it, but I can't complain, yeah.
And
beautiful city.
What
nice
were you
place.
doing there?
I was working for a genetics company there. Yeah, I was working for 7 years.
As a scientist?
We were working in a lab. So basically what we do was like separate X and Y's with sperms. Artificial insemination.
Yeah, artificial insemination.
Artificial insemination, yeah.
Yeah. And so Now, you studied that in Cuba? You studied
Yeah,
genetics?
because I was a veterinarian first.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part. So you
Okay,
you were a veterinarian in Cuba.
Yeah. I mean, I studied that in Cuba, but I never really lived
Yeah.
I left Cuba when I was 23, so.
Okay. And then you get here, and how do you land that gig as a artificial inseminator in a genetics lab in Wisconsin?
I always loved that part because my family in Cuba, actually, they have a quite a big farm there, cows, horses, and I always loved that part. So, and I find this job over there, and thus I moved there to work there.
And that's incredible. And so you spent 7 years in Wisconsin inseminating eggs.
Basically, yeah. And doing like quite sometimes embryons.
Yeah.
In vitro. That's quite this part, yeah.
And this is all, and the majority of it was cows, bovine? Or?
Yeah, I mean cows, horses, deers. Yeah, but most cows. Yeah, most
Very
cows.
interesting stuff,
yeah.
man. So that's quite a leap from, genetics, animal genetics
to tobacco,
to cigars,
tobacco,
right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that, like that in between, right? So you're in Wisconsin, artificially inseminating embryos and doing all that kind of stuff. And then at what point do you realize, man, I really want to be in the cigar business, or how does that happen?
I mean, actually, my family has been working for Casa Fernandez or Aganorsa Leaf for about 20 years. So, like, actually, my first land when I came here was tropical tobacco. So my family was working there, and they showed me everything. And actually, in 2009, Eduardo Fernandez, the owner of Aganorsa Leaf, he invited me to go to Nicaragua. And he showed me everything they do down there. I mean, all the process of the tobacco, and I fell in love with.
Well, in 2009, that would have been a little bit early, right? In the Aganorsa days,
Mm-hmm.
right? In terms of how the timeline of Aganorsa, they were still figuring things out, right?
Yes.
But they've become a power.
Yeah.
A complete powerhouse in this business.
People call them like this, a sleeping lion.
Sleeping giant. Yeah. Well, so then you're in Wisconsin. You've already, when you were here, you went to Nicaragua, you did all that stuff, and your family is involved in the business. At what point do you realize, okay, this is what I want to do?
2011.
2011.
Yeah, 2011, that's when I just say, you know what, this is what I want to do. And I started HVC in 2011 with my first blend, the first selection.
So
that one just came out.
And HVC is Habana Vieja Cigars.
Havana City.
Havana City.
Yeah, Havana City. HVC Havana City.
Havana City. And you launched that in 2011.
Yeah, 2011. At the same time, I'm still working for
Sorry,
the
I said La Habana Vieja by mistake. Yeah. Sorry about that.
At the same point, I still working for the genetics company.
Yeah.
And then I was doing both. So HVC was quite my part-time job. I don't have enough money just to go on myself and start doing HVC full-time. So, getting out there, traveling, meeting people, visiting shops all over the country. Actually, by the time I was basically driving all around the United States.
So 2011, you're driving around.
Yeah, my time off.
The majority of time, your time off, you're spending basically selling HVC cigars in cigar shops. Yeah. I imagine up there, right?
Exactly,
near you.
Most Chicago area, Wisconsin, most in that area.
And is that still your strongest market, that part of the country, or has it
it's
changed?
still strong, but like now we have 300 accounts.
Yeah.
All over. And like probably right there, I can see probably about 40 accounts that we are really strong there. We're doing pretty good over there in the area. I mean, we have really good connection with people there. I mean, they know me for quite a long time.
Yeah, and you still go, and you still visit. How many times a year do you go up there?
3 times a year.
3 times.
Yeah.
So, and so what is your personal profile? Like, what is it? What kind of cigar do you like? And did that have anything to do with the first blend that you came up with?
Usually, like you see my background, everything I do is around where I'm coming from. So Havana, Cuba. Like at that point, I mean, I wanna come out with a blend. Like, remember me, the old Cuban profile that I have been smoking. So like that taste. You see in my portfolio, we really don't have full body cigars. All we do is medium full bodies. So, and I think I have been really lucky to work with Aganorsa Leaf. They have incredible tobacco. like the we came out with incredible blends that the one that we're smoking right now, the Rosa 520. So I think like when I see my profile, I want to, every time came out with a cigar that everybody can smoke that cigar. I don't want to target just one market in a specific.
Okay, yeah, because there's different schools of thought, right? There's different people who say, okay, well, just make an excellent cigar in whatever style you like, and then the people who like that will love that, and that's okay. Not you. You're saying you want a cigar that everyone can smoke.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, you see like the 2015 blend I have, HVC a Special Edition 2015, actually is a Maduro wrapper. And when I told people like, sometimes people are afraid. No, I don't smoke. That's too
some
strong
people have
for
a
me.
preconceived notion.
And I say no, just try it, And I got really good feedback. Like, thank you, excellent smoke. I was not expecting that actually.
They were expecting
From
something
that
stronger.
Exactly, they expect something really strong, so really heavy. That's not really my style. I mean,
well, Cuban cigars really. That's not the style of Cuban cigars.
No, of course, yeah. I mean, like people sometimes think everybody have different person, but in my opinion, Cuban don't have full body cigar to me. Cuban is a medium body cigar, really mild, creamy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
So you're going for a very traditional Cuban style blend every time.
Probably, yeah.
And you've had some success with that.
Yeah. So far.
So well, in our case, in our 2017 top 25, the San Isidro with a 92 came in at number 15.
Yes.
We found that cigar just blew us away, right? We love that cigar.
And you see, that's
that
actually
box-pressed San Isidro. It's beautiful.
Actually, there was a change that I remember I talked to Eduardo. Say, hey, I want to do something with a Habano wrapper. So that's the first time we introduced a Habano wrapper to the market and box press. So because, Aganorsa is really big in Corojo.
Yeah,
and Criollo.
That's their bread and butter.
Exactly. So always they've been that, and we love that. And at the same time, we like to play with different tobacco and things like Aganorsa mix very well with all that. And that smoke is incredible.
How do you come up with these blends? Give me a little bit of background into how that happens.
Like me personally, I really involved with all the process. I go into Nicaragua 3 or 4 times a year down there to smoke the tobacco, smoke the leaf. Each time, like smoke the vistos, smoke the ligero, because every year, same farm, same seed, but that can change.
It changes, of course.
You know what I mean? Like that can change, right?
Of course.
And like me personally, I really love to smoke cigars. And
I would hope, right?
No, but like some points, like let me smoke this visto. What is different from this farm? Let me smoke this ligero. Let me see the seco. So what really what bring to the table, and then we put together a Macy's blend. The other thing I think I'm wrong with this, I don't blend for people. I blend for myself.
Okay, so that is the sort of mentality. It's to blend the cigar that you are going to love.
Exactly,
okay,
yeah.
So we're back to...
I would never...
It just happens to be that the one that you love is the cigar that everyone can smoke, but...
I would not put something out there. They say, this is something that's really hard out there in the market and people love it. That's not my philosophy. All the stuff that we do is because I love and feel passion for it.
Yeah.
And when I'm smoking something, they say, wow, this... For sure, I can put this out there. And I think I've been lucky enough. Every time I come out with a new blend, people love it.
Yeah, they sell out pretty quickly, right?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So, and speaking of the fact that they sell out quickly, how does your portfolio break down between regular production, things that are available year-round, and limited editions?
Actually, like you see, we've been 7 years in the market right now, right? We started in 2011. Yep. And you see my portfolio is not big.
No.
We have only 8 regular lines. 8 lines. And the 8 lines, we got 2 limited editions.
Okay. So the 6 are available year-round.
Exactly. We got 6 there.
What are the names of those 6? What are those 6 brands?
You got the first selection.
Yep.
You got the Pan Caliente.
Is the first one.
You got the Pan Caliente. You have the Cerro. And both are natural Maduro. And then you have the 2015. HVC Special Edition 2015. And then you jump there in La Rosa 520, limited edition 1 time a year. And then you have the Vieja Cosecha number 2. So Vieja Cosecha, I mean all harvest.
Yep.
We use 5 years, 8 tobacco in the blend, and we make 1,000 boxes a year. That's it.
How many?
1,000
1,000.
boxes. Yeah, 1,000 boxes a year.
And so now you didn't mention San Isidro in that portfolio.
I don't mean, yeah, was San Isidro. Right there.
So that's also regular production.
Yes, that's a regular production. And then we come out every year with a special project that we do Black Friday. That's the idea that came out to my mind. We have been doing this for the last 3 years. Just different cigar, different size, super limited, only 100 boxes, 50 counts, exclusive for Black Friday.
Well, and so how does the latest changes with FDA affect your portfolio?
I mean,
and just let me give them in case people don't know the background. But at the moment, we can't create new blends, right? At the moment, we have to continue to reuse existing blends as opposed to creating new blends. So how does that affect your limiteds and those things?
So far, not really. Like the FDA is something that we got to see, and we're still working really hard to get away with that because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that regulation. Because, my point is I came to this country because I love freedom.
Yeah.
So why you want to impose me something like that? But to talking about the cigar, that don't affect me so much yet. Got to see. We'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah.
On that part.
Well, even if you maintained your blend, just the fact that a new harvest comes out will make it different.
That's when they come to the point we adjust the blend, right? So because the harvest can change, right? But you can adjust the blend with the same tobacco, just a little adjust. When I say a little adjust, it's like cooking, right? So you got the same recipe, but if the onion that you got is not the same one, you can put a little more of the onion, and you're still getting the same flavor.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, it just tweaks.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
because consistency is really important in this business. So you don't have consistency, I think everybody will fail.
Absolutely, that is the sort of backbone of the cigar business.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike wine, where you celebrate the difference from harvest to harvest, in cigars we sort of blend out the difference, right? To achieve consistency.
Because you want to smoke the same cigar that you're smoking today, and then 10 years, 15 years, has to be the same cigar.
That's the idea. So then tell us about this new La Rosa 520. This is a Lonsdale. First time you've launched a Lonsdale.
I do a Lonsdale. La Rosa 520 is quite been touched with me because La Rosa 520, that was my address in Havana.
Yeah.
So I said, well, got something special. The tobacco actually that we use is 100% from the Jalapa region. And we don't use ligero, only visos and secos from the Jalapa region.
In the entire La Rosa line, every release that you've ever had, it's only from Jalapa?
Yes.
And never ligeros?
It's never ligeros.
So secos and visos?
Secos and visos, yeah. And Corojo 99 is the wrapper.
Always?
Always.
It's a beautiful cigar.
Thank you.
We love it every time that you bring it. We smoke through the box immediately.
I say to this, and I say this around the shops and to everybody, probably this is the most Cuban style access that I have in my portfolio.
So this is the most Cuban, traditional Cuban style cigar in the entire portfolio.
Yeah, but this one is the most close.
So, but what I was saying earlier is that if you go through the humidors here, you won't find one because they get smoked through instantly. We're huge fans. What do you think pairs in terms of an adult beverage? What do you think pairs with the La Rosa 520?
That depends what people like.
Yeah, but for you?
For me, I like with wine, red wine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can go with a red wine easily, and then...
you're talking about a big fruity red wine, or are you talking about a dry...
No, quite like fruity, like you can say a good Cabernet.
A good Cab? Yeah, like a California Cab?
Yeah, that can be a really good California Cab, yeah. And actually, personally, I like Macallan a lot. So I didn't go with Macallan.
Macallan Neat or California Cab. There you go. So now you came here today, and today is early on in the World Cup.
Yes, and you can tell the story better what I told you. So you see what happened right there. So I called for that goal.
You called Ronaldo's hat trick. He really did call Ronaldo's hat trick, Cristiano Ronaldo's hat trick. So much to my chagrin, I was going for Spain on that one. But So who do you have in the World Cup? Who do you like, and what is your plan for
Brazil.
watching? You're all Brazil,
Yeah,
huh?
Brazil. You know, in Cuba, it's a lot of big, how you say, aficionados
Well,
to
yeah,
Brazil and
Cuba
Argentina.
in the last like 15, 20 years, Cuba's become a soccer nation. It's very interesting. They're not good as a national team,
Exactly, yeah,
but
no,
they're fanatical about it.
Yeah, I mean, probably because I think it's easy to play with. You know what I mean? You need one ball.
You don't
and
need
just play.
equipment. You just need you need a ball and two
That's
pairs
it.
of old shoes you can use as a goal. So,
And that's it.
so yeah, I've noticed
I
the
think
more
Brazil,
recent Cubans, and they love Brazil and Argentina, right?
Alemania, yeah. Germany.
That's funny because
Yeah, they
most
love Germany
Spaniards,
too.
most
Italy,
Cubans,
yeah.
most Cubans, they're descendants of Spaniards,
Yes.
but yet they're more
Brazil,
fans of Brazil, Argentina,
yeah.
even Germany.
Even Germany, you can see quite a few people go for Germany, yeah. That's quite
crazy.
weird, but
But at the club level, they all seem to like Real Madrid or Barcelona.
yes.
Isn't that strange? It's the strangest thing.
Yes.
Like you'll see on Facebook, you'll see videos from Cuba, people running around in the streets when Real Madrid won the Champions League.
Yes.
It's nutty, right?
Yes.
And yet, when it comes to national competitions and World Cup, they don't root for Spain. It's
Yeah, most people go for Brazil and Argentina.
yeah, it's interesting. So what is your ideal way of watching a World Cup match or any match or any sport? How do you like to? Do you smoke when you watch these matches?
Yes.
Yeah, like in my case, in my home, we watch them in the backyard. We have a TV in the backyard, and we'll all just sit around the TV watching whatever sporting event.
is,
Right,
yeah.
we're big into sports in our house, and I can tell from the way we were watching the match today, you're into sports too.
Yes. Yes.
And you said your brother's a big sports nut too.
Yes.
So you guys. Will
Yeah, we
smoke
like to
cigars
drink and drinks. Yeah, just have
What
drinks.
about what about food? What do you guys do? You guys grill?
I like grill. Me personal, I like to cook.
What is
I
your?
like to
you
cook.
like to
yeah,
cook?
I love to cook. Yeah. I mean, I'm really like.
Well, Josefa's always talking about cooking too.
Yeah, she does too. Yeah. We actually sometimes we got a lot of competition in the house.
Yeah?
To make sure we have better dishes. Yeah, we like. I mean, usually I like to get my palate always to a next level.
Yep.
Usually when I go out there, I like to try quite fancy restaurants to see what really bring out there. Yeah. Spain for that is amazing.
No, for
yeah,
food,
I remember
Spain,
when I
can't
was in
mess around.
Spain a couple of years ago. I went to San Sebastian. Oh wow.
Yeah.
What a little town there to eat.
Awesome.
I mean, like good.
Awesome seafood. Yeah. Now, here stateside, what restaurant has blown you away that has then impacted you at home that you've been able to do something?
I mean, so far, my quite favorite restaurant right now in Miami is called Le Serenuse. Le Serenuse is a four-season hotel, 91 and Collin Avenue.
Yep.
They got a restaurant there. It's called Le Serenuse, Italian restaurant. Really tasty, quite different, yeah.
And have you been able to take something from there and do you make
not yet,
pastas? No?
quite not yet.
Got
Yeah,
it.
actually, they got, what do you call it? I mean, now it's called buffalo. What do you call it? Buffalo.
Mozzarella? Buffalo mozzarella or
burrata.
burrata?
The burrata buffalo right there. Oh my God! I don't know what they're doing, but they got some flavor inside that I have been trying in other restaurants. It's not quite the same. It's unbelievable what this guy doing there. I mean, you
gonna have
guys
to go.
check it out there, and yeah, you guys
We're
got
gonna have
check
to
it
go.
out. Yeah.
And so with these dishes, what cigar? So like with an Italian dish, which of your cigars do you? So forget about the Italian dish part. When you're just at home or you've just finished a nice meal at a restaurant like this, what is the cigar you go towards out of your portfolio?
Actually, that depends on what kind of move I am, right?
Yeah.
I can go with anyone, right? But for a man, you can go with San Isidro easily. Can go with 2015. I mean, right there, believe me, I don't have any parents
Yeah.
in my portfolio. I can go
They're like
with
children. You can go with either one.
I can say, well, let me smoke this because I know I will love it for sure.
But what about a blend like Pan Caliente, which has a very food-related name? Pan Caliente means hot bread. Is that like a morning cigar?
That's a breakfast cigar.
It's a breakfast cigar. Yeah, I mean, Pan Caliente
really
is what you would have in the morning.
Smokes, nice body, easy, like not peppery, super smooth. Yeah.
light on the palate.
Yeah.
Doesn't weigh you down.
No, not for sure. I mean, that's a really nice, like you call it, like a breakfast cigar. That's probably why the name Pan Caliente.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can put some eggs on and some butter, that would be delicious too as well.
Cooking with Reinier. All right, man. Well, thank
I am
you.
a big fan of ribeye.
Ribeye.
Yeah, ribeye is.
Ribeye's
That's
my
my
favorite
cut
cut
of beef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people like, I don't know, filet mignon, but ribeye for me is.
I'm with you, 100%.
Yeah.
So
every day, twice a day, is no problem.
So thank you again, my man. Thank you for the amazing smokes you've been putting out. Thank you for bringing them and sharing them with us. And keep up the good work, and I'll see you in Las Vegas.
For sure, I will see you guys in Las Vegas. Always a pleasure to be here with you guys and smoke and have always a nice chat.
Always. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks to Reinier for visiting us and taking time out to do that interview. As always, thank you for listening to the Cigar Snob podcast. Make sure that you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Rate and review us while you're there. You can also find episodes of the podcast at cigarsnobmag.com/podcast. Share this episode with friends and fellow smokers who you think might be interested in this story. If you're a social media person, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at cigarsnobmag. That's cigarsnobmag. Finally, make sure to send any feedback, questions, or comments to feedback@cigarsnobmag.com. We might just respond to you right here in the podcast or in the pages of Cigar Snob magazine. Thanks for listening. Until next time, I'm Nick Jimenez, and this is the Cigar Snob podcast.
At Cigar Snob magazine, we know that man cannot live on water alone, which is why we keep a healthy stockpile of Safra rum at the office. I'm Nick Jimenez, senior editor of Cigar Snob magazine, and I'm here to tell you that every time we crack open a bottle of Safra rum, we are impressed. In fact, I'm kind of hydrating with Safra rum right now. It's unlike anything else, in part because of Safra's small batch approach. They use only hand-cut sugarcane and process it into top-grade molasses, distill in column stills, and ferment in a proprietary locally grown yeast. The rum master then ages the virgin rum in carefully selected bourbon oak casks. The end result is a rum masterpiece that's great for top-shelf cocktails, drinking it on the rocks, or even just drinking it neat, which, by the way, is what we did when we paired this in the pages of Cigar Snob magazine with the Oliva Serie V Melanio. But it goes great with just about any cigar. Here's what we had to say about Safra rum. Quote, the rum introduces smooth, honey, caramel, and molasses flavors that start to complement the coffee, chocolate, and spice from the cigar. Safra also received an exceptional 95-point rating from the Beverage Tasting Institute, so we are not the only ones who are crazy about this stuff. It's just another one of their prestigious awards. Ask for Safra rum at your favorite retailer, restaurant, or bar. Make sure you follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Safra Rum. That's Zafra Rum. Safra Rum. Always drink responsibly, and remember that there is no rum without Safra.